Okay, so I am going to do a little narration on this how-to video. I'm working on some white Gartside Gurglers. This is the way that I like to tie them. It might be a little bit more involved than most other folks like, but this is the way that I like to tie them, and I found that they work really good. So we'll go ahead and get started. This is a Gamakatsu B10S in size 2, which is my favorite kind of a all-around size for this particular fly for bass and night fishing for trout. And we're going to do a white one. So I'm going to use I got some Vivas 140 thread here. I'll just lay down a little thread base quick. And for the tail, what I'm going to use, I'm going to use a short piece of rabbit strip, just a little bit longer than my hook there. The reason why I like the rabbit is that once it absorbs a little bit of water, it hangs down under the surface film and kind of helps tip the fly up a little bit, and that way you can get a good popping action if you want to strip this guy quick, instead of just make it you can make more of a disturbance, especially when we get to the double up I'm going to do on the head on this guy. So I've added a little super glue just so that this tail gets a real good bind to the hook here. And we'll wrap him down real good. I'm going to add in some attraction and carry off the tail. So the first thing I'm going to add in is a single strand of Opal Mirage lateral scale. I'm going to tie this in on either side. So I've got one strand on either side of the tail. And we'll trim him to be just about the same length as the tail, the end of the hair on the rabbit there. Then for added attraction, I've got 2 pieces of white rubber. Again, we're going to tie them in on either side. These guys will hang down any little movement of the bug, or while it's sitting still after you've twitched it. These guys are going to hang down and continue to move, which is a huge trigger for this particular pattern. You get their attention when you twitch it and move it and pop it, and then usually they eat it because all the stuff you put on it keeps moving when it's sitting still and they're just sitting there looking at it. Gartside Gurgler is by far one of my all-time favorite topwater bugs for just about anything. So I've got some 2mm white foam here that I've cut to about, for this particular hook, it's about 2/3 of a hook, 2/3 to 3/4 of a hook gap. I don't find that I need very much more than that. I'm going to go ahead to keep this from spinning on me after a few fish. I'm going to go ahead and put a little super glue down. Help hold it in place. I run my thread up to about a hook eye length behind the eye. Put my foam down. I'm just going to bind that back to the tail. Nice. Get it secured in the back real nice, and then I'm just going to wrap forward and take all that slack out of that foam. So I get it bound down real nice to the hook. There. Now for the body, I've got some large pearl crystal large pearl cactus chenille from Hairline. I'm going to tie that in. You can use just about anything for the body. I like to, if I want less flash, the other one that I really like is the chocolates finesse chenille, like the medium-sized finesse chenille. And then I'm just going to brush, every time I wrap I'm going to brush this stuff back so I don't trap a bunch of it. And we'll just wrap the body up until we get up to the end of our foam. My vise is slipping a little bit there. Tighten him up. And we'll just continue on. With our body until we get up about where that foam underbody ends. Make sure you don't crowd your head. We're going to tie in some stuff here, so tie that down with 2 or 3 wraps. Some wraps in front of it. Get rid of the excess. And then because this stuff is, that chenille is, you always wind up binding some of it down up in the eye. And the easiest way to get rid of that quick is to come in with a cauterizer tool. And we're just going to burn those right out of there quick. Clear our eye out good. Now we're ready to, I'm going to kind of separate that chenille as best as I can, and I'm ready to bring my foam back over the top. Bring this guy forward over the top. Actually, I'm going to throw a little glue in there. Almost forgot. I like to glue these bugs a lot. They last a lot longer, and they last a lot more fish when you do that. So, fold this guy over the top. We're going to bind that foam down nice and slow, not pulling on it too hard. Put about 10 wraps in there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to double up my foam up here in front to give him a little bit more flotation up in front. So I'm going to fold this guy over. Leave a nice little... Before I do that, I'll throw a little bit more glue on. We'll fold this guy over and make like a double lip up front. That'll help float him and keep his nose riding high, so he'll make a nice wake when you pull him, or a pop if you strip him hard. Again, we're going to put about 10 wraps in there. That should secure him good, and then I'll come in, trim most of this guy off, leave some of it. Alright. Put some more legs on there. What I've got is I've got our pre-cut 2 bunches of 2 medium rubber white rubber legs. I'm just going to line them up so that they're nice and even. And the easiest way I found to do this, attach these guys, is just put them in together, put 2 or 3 wraps on them, and then just take them, make sure that they're about even, and then just pull one set to one side, pull the other set to the other side, and that way you can place them right where you want them. Then when you tighten the thread, it'll lock them in place, and you just put a few extra wraps on them. Make sure that you've got them right where you want them, like so. And then what I'm going to do again for durability, I'm going to paint some super glue on my thread. 4 or 5 glued wraps over top of those legs. And then we'll pull everything back, move my thread up behind that eye, a couple of wraps. And then, really great tool, the Minnesota Fly Tool half-hitch tool, set of half-hitch tool. These things are really awesome for finishing all different kinds of bugs. So I'm going to just throw some singles, a few singles on there, and this allows me to push that head back and cram these wraps, these half hitches right up underneath there and prop that head up nice. So we'll do 3 singles, and then I'll do 2 or 3 doubles. And that should be fine. Trim that thread out of there. And we are basically done. Except I'm going to come in with my cauterizer again and nip out any, burn out any crystal chenille fibers that got trapped in the eye when you wrapped all that stuff down. And the last thing we're going to do is we're just going to hit the thread wraps on the bottom of this fly right here with a little bit of super glue just to hold everything together. Keep the teeth from killing it. And there you have it. That is, oh wait, we got one more thing to do. Almost forgot, because I tied these legs in doubles. All I need to do is take a bodkin or your scissor points, go in and split those legs apart, and now you've instantly got 4 legs on either side, and they're placed right where you want them. Really neat way to get real nice, neat legs, instead of tying them in all separate and having them rolling around and going all different directions and stuff. So there you go. That is my favorite version of Jack Gartside's Gartside Gurgler. It looks like I missed some. Need to trim my flash here a little bit. Yep, just missed that guy a little. There we go. Now he's perfect. Now he's ready to go. Go catch a big bass, or go throw at night for a big brown trout. One of my all-time favorite night flies for big brown trout, whether there's a hatch on or not. The white Gartside Gurgler. Tie some up. Thanks for watching.